Hello and good morning, guys. A very good morning to all of you. Hello, everyone. Hello, Komal. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Please comment if you can hear me and see me clearly. Hello, Kirti, Ankita, Suraj, Komal, Aditya, Riya, Alfia, Pooja, Ranjit, Khushi, Chirag. Can you guys hear me? Please write on the comment box if you can hear me. Good morning. Good morning. Is my voice audible? Am I audible to you? Am I clearly audible to you? Is my board visible to you? Hi, Yashika. Yashika Jotwani. Rahul, Vishal, Subramani, Chirag, Pooja. Yes, everyone is saying, yes, sir. Your voice is absolutely audible. And yes, you are visible too. Anushka Gupta. Okay. Vishal, Saksham, Khushi. Great, great, great. So yes, you guys can hear me. So let's start our today's session, guys. Today we are starting the revision series of direct taxation, CMA Intermediate Group 1 and CMA Final Group 3, both of them together. So this this revision series will be useful for both the intermediate students as well as the final students. So yes, this is the series that we are starting especially for June 2022 examination, and all those students who are appearing in June 2022 examination. This revision series will be very, very, very useful to all of you. In a very short span of time, I'll be able to cover the entire syllabus, the entire chapter in a very short span of time. I'll quickly revise the entire syllabus with you in an efficient manner. But guys, the prerequisite is that before you log on to the revision series, or before you watch the revision series, it is mandatory for you to watch the video lectures which have been provided to you. Whether you are taking classes from me or from any teacher across India, doesn't matter, guys. The only thing that you need to remember is that before attending these revision series, you have to mandatorily watch those video lectures, go through your revision notes, go through your questions, answers. Then this particular revision series will be much more useful to you. If you come directly in this revision series, then it might not be as effective as you would want it to be. So to make it more effective, please go through your video lectures, the detailed video lectures, in a proper way, and then this particular series will be very, very, very useful to all of you. So yes, we are starting the revision series from today of direct taxation. Revision series of costing has already been started. The schedule is given in front of you. This is the chart according to which a revision series of all the 4 subjects will be conducted on 2 channels, guys. Please remember, the revision series will be simultaneously broadcasted on 2 channels. My own channel, CSE CMA Nikkhil Gupta, and my academy's channel, which is Bright Vision Academy. So both of these channels will be streaming the live sessions at all point in time. So if by any chance, due to any technical glitch, if you don't find any live session in one channel, you can log on to the other channel. If you don't find another channel, you can log on to the one channel. So both of the channels should be at your top priority list till June 2022. So all other channels which are there on YouTube should be not be on your priority list. You can unsubscribe all those channels, and you just have to subscribe for 2 channels, guys. CSE CMA Nikkhil Gupta and Bright Vision Academy. These 2 channels should be there on your top hit list for June 2022 examination. Yes, especially for intermediate group 1 students, direct taxation for group 3 students as well, because there's a lot of overlap between the topics which are there in your final versus the topics which are there in your intermediate. There is a lot of overlap in all those topics. So it is really, really important for all of you to go through the intermediate. For group 3 students, it's important to go through the topics which are there in intermediate. Some of the topics, like the topic which you are going to touch today, basic concepts, residential status. Again, you would think that sir, in CMA final direct taxation, residential status is not important, but no, guys, it is very much important. December 2019, a question, full-fledged question from residential status was asked in group 3 DT final. So it is very important to imbibe certain chapters like residential status, like PGBP, like capital gains while you are studying for group 3. These chapters are not there in your group 3 book, but it is there in your group 2 book, so group 1 book. So that is really important to carry forward this particular chapter with you. So yes, let's start today's session. So guys, Let's see how's the Josh in the room. So, please type on your chat box. How's the Josh? Please type on the chat box. I want to see. Mayank Pandey is there. Khushi is there. Vidhi Podar is there. Good morning, Vidhi. Very good morning. So, how's the Josh? Please write on the chat box and then let's start. Yes, Ram Kumar. The classes are available both in English and in Hindi. In both the languages, classes are available. You can contact my team to gain knowledge about these classes. All right. How's the Josh, guys, in the room? How's the Josh? Josh is really, really high. Yes, 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 yes. The Josh is very high. We are going to start one of the lengthiest subjects of your syllabus, which is direct. Guys, trust me, I'm going to make this lengthy subject as brief, as small as possible for all of you, so that you are able to remember each and every concept very, very well before you touch the examination hall. So let's start today's session, the basic concepts of direct taxation and the tax rate. So we will be dealing with two things in this particular session. Number one, basic concepts. Number two, tax rates. So what is the score which we can expect from this particular chapter in both CMA Intermediate and CMA Final? What can be the probable marks which we can expect from this particular chapter? Guys, this particular chapter will hold almost 5 to 10 marks in your CMA Intermediate as well as CMA Final syllabus. So for CMA Final, what kind of question can we expect from this particular chapter? Guys, there's a topic which we are going to deal today, tax evasion, tax planning, tax avoidance, right? From that particular topic, CMA Final Group 3, a question can be asked. It has been asked in past and can be asked in future as well. MCQs definitely from this particular chapter can be prepared, because this chapter would not have lengthy solutions or lengthy questions. So MCQs is one thing which you can definitely expect from this particular chapter. So first thing that we are going to start is, what do you mean by tax? What do you mean by tax? So guys, tax means compulsory or enforced contribution to Government of India. Whenever we contribute something to Government of India, that is known as tax. But sir, why should we contribute to Government of India? Guys, because primary source of revenue of Government of India is nothing but tax. So because of this primary source being tax, therefore we need to mandatorily contribute something to Government of India. So primary source of revenue of Government of India is met by taxes that we pay. To incur public welfare expenditure, yes, there is a need. Government of India has a need. Government of India has to incur public expenditure. So for meeting those public expenditure, taxation forms the basics. Taxation forms the core. So tax is definitely required to incur public welfare expenditure, and public welfare expenditure like healthcare, education, social security, all these are known as the public welfare expenditure. And guys, these public welfare expenditure are recovered or are earned by Government of India through taxes. So tax is an essential element of revenue. The primary source of revenue income of Government of India is taxes. Now guys, please do remember that the word primary is written. The word primary is written. Primary means the main source, the one and only main source. Okay, there might be certain secondary sources of Government of India, but we are not talking about those secondary sources. We are talking about this main source. This main source is the primary source. So primary source of revenue of Government of India is nothing but taxes. Now, taxes are levied in two ways. There are two ways in which taxes are levied. One, direct taxes, which means direct taxes like income tax, wealth tax, or tax on business profits. These are direct taxes. Second are indirect taxes. Indirect taxes like GST, goods and services tax, custom duty. All these are examples of indirect taxes. So there are two ways in which direct taxes and indirect taxes, two ways in which taxes are collected. First is the direct tax. Second is the indirect tax. So these are the two components of taxes in the country through which revenue is earned from Government of India. Now, sir, what is the difference between these two? What do you mean by direct tax and what do you mean by indirect tax? So what is the difference between these two sources of income, direct tax and indirect tax? So guys, now let us study what is the difference between direct tax and indirect tax. That is one of the most important things that we need to study now. Okay, so guys, you can see these houses which are created, right? These houses are nothing but this is the government treasury. This is the Government of India. Government of India or government treasury. They have to receive money. They have to receive taxes from the taxpayers. Government of India has to receive tax from the taxpayers. Now, there are two ways in which Government of India can receive taxes from the taxpayers. What are those two ways? Number one, directly they can have taxes from the taxpayers, or they can have an intermediary to remit taxes. So, first taxpayer will pay tax to the intermediary, and then intermediary will deposit the tax to the Government of India. There are two ways in which taxes are collected from the taxpayer. First way is directly from the taxpayer. Second way is that the taxpayer will pay the taxes to someone else, and someone else will pay to Government of India. So this is primarily the difference between direct taxes and indirect taxes. Direct taxes will entail the taxpayer paying taxes directly to Government of India. This will entail taxpayer paying taxes to Government of India in an indirect manner, which means there'll be an intermediary in between. Sir, who will be the intermediary? Who will be that one person who will be there between the taxpayer and Government of India, who will collect taxes from the taxpayer and pay to Government of India? Who will be that intermediary? Guys, the intermediary will be the shopkeeper who are selling goods to you. The shopkeeper who are selling goods to you. So whenever you go buy something, buy some grocery, buy some food item, buy some thing from market, then guys, the shopkeeper will charge something extra from you over and above the price of the good. So why would he charge something extra from us? He will charge something extra from us because that will be your share of taxes, which you pay to the shopkeeper. Shopkeeper will pay to Government of India, and that is how indirect taxes work. So guys, whenever we purchase something from market, from organized sector, okay, not from unorganized sector, from organized sector like a mall, like a shopping arcade, whenever we purchase something, then we mandatorily have to pay GST on that particular purchase. So that GST which we are paying on the purchases is the indirect tax that we are recovering from taxpayer and paying to Government of India. That is the example of intermediary who will be recovering taxes from the taxpayer and paying it to government authority. So guys, simple as it is, the burden of taxes is on the taxpayer, but the responsibility of payment of taxes is on the intermediary. Let me repeat. The burden of taxes is on the taxpayer, but the liability of paying the taxes is on the intermediary in case of indirect taxation. However, in case of direct taxation, the burden is also on the taxpayer, and the responsibility to pay is also on the taxpayer. Taxpayer shares dual responsibility. One, burden is also on the taxpayer. Secondly, the responsibility to pay is also on the taxpayer in case of direct taxes. Guys, example of direct taxes are income taxes, wealth tax, any kind of direct tax that you are paying to Government of India, that is known as direct tax. So when that taxes are recovered directly from you, they are known as direct taxes. When they are recovered not directly from you, you pay to certain intermediary, and that intermediary is paying to Government of India. That is known as indirect tax. The example is GST. Now, certain distinguishing features of both of these taxes are listed on the board for you. Let's read those features. So what is the difference between direct and indirect tax? Direct tax incidence and impact, both of them are on the taxpayers. Both incidence means the liability to pay is on the taxpayer, and the impact of taxes, impact means the burden of paying those taxes, is also on the taxpayer. So both incidence and impact is on the taxpayer. However, in case of indirect taxes, incidence is on the intermediary, the responsibility to pay is on the intermediary, and the impact is on the taxpayer. So in case of indirect taxes, the responsibility to pay is not of the taxpayer, it is of the intermediary. Intermediary should collect in a forceful manner, should collect indirect taxes from the taxpayer, and it is intermediary's responsibility to pay to Government of India. But the burden of indirect taxes is on which person? The burden is on the taxpayer. So impact is on the taxpayer, but the incidence is on the intermediary. Incidence means the liability to pay is on the intermediary. That is the difference between direct taxation and indirect taxation. Number two, direct taxes levied on income. Direct taxes levied mostly on income of the assessee, right? Like income tax. So direct taxes levied on income of the assessee, like income tax. So guys, if you face any problem, if you are willing to ask me any question, I'm constantly looking at the chat box. You can write your questions in the chat box and I will be able to answer them. So don't hesitate in flooding my chat box. Just flood my chat box with your questions and I'll be able to answer your questions. So now indirect tax is levied on goods and services. So what is indirect taxes levied on? It is levied on goods and services you are selling. Indirect taxes are levied on those two things, goods and services, like GST, like custom duty, etc. On goods and services, the indirect tax is levied. Third and very, very important, guys, direct tax is progressive. I'll explain this particular word, okay? I'll explain this particular word. The direct tax is progressive in nature. Direct tax is progressive in nature. Indirect tax is regressive in nature. Direct tax is progressive in nature. Indirect tax is regressive in nature, which means what? Which means in case of direct taxes, lower the income, lower will be your tax. And higher the income, higher will be your tax. So it is progressive in nature. Progress means it keeps on progressing as your income level is increased by way of time. You know, soon as the time lapses, your income increases, your taxes also increases accordingly. However, in case of indirect taxes, guys, indirect taxes, since they are levied on goods, so an indirect tax which is paid on toothpaste by a super rich person will also be 18%, and which is paid on toothpaste by a poor person will also be 18%. So indirect taxes are not paid according to the income levels of a particular person. Indirect taxes are not paid according to the income level of a person, ability to pay of a person. The indirect taxes are not levied on that. Indirect taxes are always levied on the basis of the goods and services which are purchased, and there is no distinction that, you know, from rich we will gain higher GST and from poor we will gain lower GST. There's no distinction as such like this. However, in case of income taxes, in case of direct taxes, there is a distinction. We will charge higher tax from the people who are rich, and we will charge lower tax from the people who are not so rich. This is the progressive nature of direct taxes. And regressive nature of indirect taxes is that we will not discriminate between poor and rich. We will recover the tax equally from all, whether he's a poor person or whether he's a rich person. So yes, this is one of the most important distinguishing factors of direct tax and indirect tax. Progressive, direct tax is progressive, and indirect tax is regressive. Regressive means it will not increase by the income of a particular person. So that is known as regression. Okay, sir, got it. All right. So guys, answer a question on the chat box. Your fingers should be on the chat box. Just key your answers in the chat box. I'll be asking you a question. Question is, if I ask you, I am CACS CMA Nikkhil Gupta, and I am a teacher of direct taxation for all of you for intermediate. For final, I'm a teacher of direct taxation. For final, I also teach cost audit, BVM, SPM for CMA Final students. I request all of you to pay taxes on the income which you earn or which you earn in future, your future income, to me. I order you that in future, whatever income you will earn, when you will become a CMA, when you will get a job worth 6 lakhs or 8 lakhs or 10 lakh rupees, whenever you get that job, pay your taxes to me. Will you pay taxes to me or not? Answer in the chat box, yes or no. Will you pay the taxes to me? I want to recover taxes from your salary, from your income, the income which you will have. I want to recover salary from your income. Will you pay the taxes to me? Yes or no in the chat box. Oh my God. Oh my God. Everyone is so harsh on me. You are so harsh, people. You are very rude people, huh? Dhruv Jain is also live. Dhruv Jain Shatterer, you are so harsh. Payal is also live. Pooja, Yash, Vidhi Podar is also saying no. Vidhi Podar, I didn't expect this from you, right? Vidhi Podar, I thought you were a very decent person and you respected me a lot. Junaid says no. Junaid also says no. Tanupriya says बिल्कुल नहीं. देखो कितना गुस्सा निकाल रही है ना तनुप्रिया मेरे ऊपर कितना ज्यादा. KR Mishra says never. Sauradas says no. Ankur Tiwari says no. Payal says pay to government. Abhishek Kumar says no. यार जिमी तुम तो मेरे दोस्त थे, मैं तो तुम्हें अपना दोस्त मानता था. आज तुमने दोस्ती का ये सिला दिया ना, अच्छा सिला दिया. ठीक है. ओ ध्रुव जैन कह रहे हैं सर आप मेरे भी टैक्सेस पे कर दो. अच्छा अच्छा ध्रुव जैन, मैं अभी बताता हूं तुम्हें, तुम मिलो मेरे से नेक्स्ट टाइम. Okay, everyone is saying no. Absolutely, guys. The answer is no. You cannot, pay your taxes to me. In fact, I cannot ask you to pay the taxes to me. I cannot ask you. I cannot ask you to pay taxes to me. That is illegal on my part. If I ask you to pay your taxes to me, it is illegal. You cannot pay your taxes to me. So, sir, who gives authority to recover taxes? Constitution of India gives authority to recover taxes. Sir, can Constitution of India give authority to you to pay taxes? Guys, maybe, I don't know, maybe it can give, but currently it has not given me the power to recover taxes from you. So, sir, Constitution has given the power to whom? Guys, Article 265, authority to collect taxes, says that Article 246, there are certain lists which mentions what kind of taxes are to be recovered by which person. So the authority to collect taxes is given in Article 265, and 246 tells you that which person should collect taxes on what kind of income. And Article 246 says that there are three kind of lists which are there. So first of all, guys, this is very, very important. Please underline it. Article 265. Article 265 of the Constitution gives authority to collect taxes. Only if a person gets authority to collect taxes under this article, only then that person is eligible to collect taxes from anyone. So Article 265 gives you authority to collect taxes. First of all, please underline this article, very, very important article, which is relevant for you. It gives authority to you to collect taxes. Authority to anyone who wants to collect tax, authority is to be derived from this particular article. Now we move on to Article 246. Guys, 246 article, after getting authority from 265 article, Article 246 tells you that what kind of taxes can be recovered by which person. There are three lists which are there: union list, state list, concurrent list. Union list means the things which are taxable, or the taxes which can be levied by the Union Government of India, which is the central government. And yes, income tax is there in the union list. Only central government is allowed to recover taxes from people of India under Article 246. Only central government can ask you to pay taxes. Sir, can Delhi government ask you to pay income taxes? Answer is no. Delhi government cannot levy taxes from you. So, sir, can Mumbai government levy taxes, income taxes on us? No, Mumbai government cannot levy income taxes on you. It's only and only central government which can levy taxes. And of course, it levies taxes based on legislature. They have an act, they have a law which will ask you to pay taxes on the basis of legislature. They will ask to pay you taxes. So union list means those items which are governing payment of taxes which are levied by the central government. That is the union list. Second is the state list. State list means the state government is authorized to charge taxes on these particular things. That is known as state list. So state list contains items on which taxes can be levied, or the kind of taxes which can be levied by the state government. Guys, income tax can be levied only and only by Union Government of India. It's only there in the union list. Third is the concurrent list. Concurrent list means a list in which items on which, or the kind of taxes which both of them have authority to levy taxes. Union government also has authority to levy taxes. State government also has authority to levy taxes. But sir, won't it lead to double taxation? क्या हमें एक चीज पे दो बार टैक्स देना पड़ेगा? इंसाफ मांगता है देश, इंसाफ मांगता है. इंसाफ दो, इंसाफ. इंसाफ क्या हमें एक चीज पे दो बार टैक्स देना पड़ेगा? नहीं भाई नहीं. You don't have to pay taxes twice on one thing. The concurrent list will have given the rights to both the parties, union as well as state government. But guys, both of them will not levy taxes on the union list, which is a concurrent list, which is given. Both of them will not levy taxes on the union list. Either of them will levy taxes on union list based on their mutual consent. If there is no mutual consent and if there is a dispute between union and state government, with respect to certain item which is mentioned in the concurrent list. If there's any dispute, then that dispute will be won by the union government. Union government will union law will prevail over the state law to levy taxes on that particular item. So in case there is any dispute, in case of dispute, union list will prevail. In case of any dispute, union law will prevail, state law will not prevail at that point in time. So central government has got the last laugh. You know, the last laugh is of central government. That is the rule which is there. Okay, sir. Now, let us move on to sources of income tax law. In a nutshell, I am now moving on to telling you what kind of laws would you study in the Income Tax Act in this particular subject called the direct taxation. What kind of laws would you study in the subject of direct taxation? What all acts, what all rules, what all things you need to study in the subject of direct taxation. That is what we are going to study now. Sources of income tax law. What are the sources of income tax law? From where the income tax law is derived? That is the objective of the next topic which we are dealing with. Number one, Income Tax Act 1961. That is the first and foremost source of your income tax law. Sir, before 1961, so you are saying that income tax law came in 1961? Yes, it came in 1961. So, sir, before 1961, are you saying that income tax was not there? No, guys, I'm not saying that. Because before 1961, 1922 Act was in prevalence. Income Tax Act 1922 was in prevalence. But again, 1922 was the era of Britishers. So maybe that law was more influenced by British laws. Therefore, it was modulated to suit the Indian conditions, to suit the Indian government. And it was redrafted in 1961. And the earlier law was repealed and the new law was made into force. The new law came into force in 1961. And yes, guys, every year this law undergoes amendments. Every year this law undergoes amendments. So all those students who are of previous batch, who have taken my classes for December 21 or June 21, guys, amendment video is also already there in my YouTube channel. You can watch that amendment video and you can take into account all the amendments which have been carried on by the budget 2021, and that is applicable on June 22 and December 22 attempt. All those students who have already taken classes for June 22, their classes are absolutely amended. So no amendments are required to be done by them. All right, sir. So yes, first source of law is income tax law. The Act 1961, including the annual amendments which come. Yes, Nirmala Sitharaman is our current finance minister, guys, who presents the budget in the month of February, and she proposed a lot of amendments in the Act, and those are amendments which we are required to study. Second source is income tax rules. Okay, there are rules which are accompanying the Income Tax Act. Those rules are also to be studied to understand the law well. Sir, why rules are required? So why can't we have rules incorporated in the Act itself? So what are rules? What is the significance of rules when we already have an Act which tells us which income to be taxed, what rate income to be taxed? When we already have that, sir, then why these rules are required, sir? Why these rules are required, sir? What is the relevance of these rules, sir? The relevance of these rules is that the rules will tell you procedural guidelines. The rules will tell you procedural guidelines on how to implement the law. The rules will tell you what procedures to be followed while implementing the law. For example, if you are, say, trying to file a return of income, which form is to be filled? What are the accompanying documents which you need to attach along with that particular form? All those nitty-gritties of procedures, how the administration will happen of taxation, will be governed by the rules. Plus, if Income Tax Act is saying, okay, this particular item should be valued at fair market value, then how will that fair market value be computed? What is the formula of computing fair market value? What is the formula of computing balance sheet value? All these details will be given to you in the Income Tax Rules 1962. So all the procedural matters, how the procedure should be carried on, okay, that will be there in Income Tax Rules. And all the law related matter, like what is to be done, okay, what is to be done is answered by the Income Tax Act. What is answered by the Income Tax Act, and how is answered by the Income Tax Rules. तो क्या करना है, ये कौन जवाब देगा? इनकम टैक्स एक्ट जवाब देगा. और जो करना है वो कैसे करना है ये कौन जवाब देगा? इनकम टैक्स रूल्स जवाब देंगे. सो इनकम टैक्स एक्ट जवाब देगा क्या करना है, इनकम टैक्स रूल्स जवाब देगा कैसे करना है. राइट, दैट इज हाउ दीज टू थिंग्स आर गवर्न्ड. एंड यस, आपका एक सवाल उठ सकता है, सर व्हाई डोंट वी इनकॉर्पोरेट इनकम टैक्स रूल्स इन द इनकम टैक्स एक्ट इटसेल्फ? अरे भाई, इनकम टैक्स एक्ट जो है ना, रुको मैं तुम्हें दिखाता हूं. इनकम टैक्स एक्ट ऑलरेडी इतना हैवी है कि अगर वो इनकम टैक्स एक्ट में हमने रूल्स भी ऐड कर दिए तो पता नहीं क्या ही होगा. ठीक है, मैं तुम्हें दिखाता हूं इनकम टैक्स एक्ट कितना हैवी है, फिर तुम्हें पता लगेगा कि इनकम टैक्स रूल्स को इनकम टैक्स एक्ट में क्यों नहीं ऐड कर दिया जाता. ठीक है, ये देखो भाई, ये है इनकम टैक्स एक्ट. ठीक है, ये इनकम टैक्स एक्ट का एक वर्जन होता है, जैसे बोलते हैं डायरेक्ट टैक्स मैनुअल. ठीक है, बट इसके अंदर एक्ट ही है, ये पूरा का पूरा एक्ट है. हमारा जो इनकम टैक्स एक्ट है ये पूरा का पूरा एक्ट है. ठीक है, इसकी विर्थ देखना जरा, विर्थ ये देखो. आरडी शर्मा होती थी ना, आरडी शर्मा जो हम पढ़ते थे एग्जाम्स में, ऐसा हमें लगता है कि हम फिजिक्स या साइंस के स्टूडेंट हैं जो इतनी मोटी बुक पढ़ते हैं. ये देखो इतनी मोटी है, डायरेक्ट टैक्स एक्ट है. ठीक है, ये एक्ट है आपका इतना मोटा. ठीक है, अब रूल्स देखना, रूल्स कितने हैं, ये रूल्स हैं, ये रूल्स हैं. ठीक है, तुम कह रहे हो दोनों को इनकॉर्पोरेट कर दो. अगर दोनों को मैं इकट्ठा कर दूं तो ये इतनी मोटी बुक बन जाती है, ये तो मेरे से उठाई नहीं जाएगी. हो सकता है इसका वजन और मेरे वजन में थोड़ा ही बहुत 2-4 ग्राम का फर्क हो, इतनी हैवी बन जाएगी ये. फिर तो इसे उठा के ले जाना ही मुश्किल हो जाएगा. ना भाई ना, नहीं हो सकता. देखो मेरी सांस फूल गई सिर्फ इन्हें उठाने से, अलमीरा से सिर्फ यहाँ लाने में. तो तुम सोच सकते हो ये कितनी हैवी होंगी. तो इन दोनों को आपस में इनकॉर्पोरेट करना इम्पॉसिबल. दोनों को साथ में नहीं लिख सकते भाई, दोनों को हमने अलग अलग लिखा है. सो बोथ इनकम टैक्स एक्ट एंड इनकम टैक्स रूल्स, both are separate and both are separately to be studied and both are separate document in itself, and therefore these two are not to be incorporated with each other. They are two different documents, they are two different books, but they cumulatively have to be read to understand the income tax law. So accumulation of both of these will form the income tax law. Okay, बात समझ में आ गई. चलें आगे. हाँ जी सर. Next is circulars and clarifications. So guys, annually Nirmala Sitharaman would ensure that would release the amendments every year. Every year Nirmala Sitharaman will release the amendments. Okay, only once a year can the amendments be released. Okay, once a year, which is in the month of February. Which is in the month of February, amendments are released. But guys, during the year there are a lot of changes which happen, there are a lot of dynamics which happen, okay, which might change the way things are to be administered, which might change the way in which procedurally the things are to be carried on. So during the year amendments cannot happen. So if any changes are required, then during the year circulars and clarifications are issued by CBDT to effect those changes. So for example, there is a form which is there for filing of return. During the year there is a demonetization which happened, and then that form has to be revised. Guys, we can't wait for next amendments to be carried on, right? We can't wait for 1 year for the next amendments to be carried on, because demonetization was a sudden activity which happened. We need to change our return forms suddenly. What will happen? By way of circular or clarification, CBDT will release the new income tax forms. So certain things which cannot wait until the next amendments happen in law, those things are to be carried on during the year. But the best part about circulars and clarifications are, circulars and clarifications cannot go against the assessee. They cannot make law that law can be prejudicial to interest of the assessee, that can be levying extra taxes on the assessee. That aspect cannot be done with circulars and clarification. That can only be done by way of amendments. And therefore it is said that circulars and clarifications are binding only on income tax authorities. So circulars and clarifications are not binding on the assessee, because assessee is bound by the amendments which happen during the year, annual amendments which happen. Assessee is bound by them. Circulars and clarifications are not bound on the assessee or the taxpayer. They are only bound on the income tax authorities, because income tax authorities cannot do so that they will levy extra taxes by way of circulars or clarifications. No, if the circular is not favorable for the assessee, assessee might choose to ignore that circular. But yes, the circulars are binding on the income tax authorities. Income tax authorities have to follow. Income tax authorities have to be followed by the authorities, the tax authorities like Commissioner of Income Tax, Additional Commissioner of Income Tax, Joint Commissioner of Income Tax. All the income tax authorities have to follow circulars and clarifications, but the assessee or the taxpayer is not bound by circulars of clarification. Assessee might choose to follow these circulars. He might also choose to not follow these circulars. That is the nature of circulars and clarifications. Then CBIC is for indirect taxes. What is CBIC? CBIC is Central Board for Indirect Tax and Customs. This is CBIC, the contrary part or the counterpart of CBDT in indirect taxation. So CBDT is Central Board of Direct Taxes. CBIC is Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs. CBIC. CBDT is Central Board for Direct Taxes. That is the difference between these two organizations. These are parallel body, guys, which govern the regulation of revenue in the country. Okay, sir. So circulars and clarifications are the third thing which we need to study in our income tax syllabus to understand what is the income tax law. And the last is judicial precedents. Yes, guys. How many of you have seen Sunny Deol's movie? Please write a yes. Okay. How many of you have seen Sunny Deol movie? Please write a yes in the chat box. How many of you have seen the Sunny Deol movie? I'm going to act Sunny Deol at this point in time. So please write a yes in the chat box if you have seen Sunny Deol movies. And if you have, if you know who is Sunny Deol, okay. I'll ask you, who is father of Sunny Deol, okay? This is a quick question. Kaun banega crorepati? Who is father of Sunny Deol? I want answer in the chat box. Who is the father of Sunny Deol? Who is the name of father of Sunny Deol? Let me check your Bollywood knowledge along with your taxation knowledge. I want to check both of your knowledges, okay? Oh yes, Dhruv Jain ne pakad liya. Zabardast, khatarnak. Father of Sunny Deol. Jia keh rahi hai, nahi pata. Jia poor knowledge. Jia poor knowledge. Yes, Dharampaji, Dharmendra, Nirav, Khushi, Garima, Megha, Prashant. Yes, saying Dharmendra. Yes, Dharmendra is a father of Sunny Deol. So guys, in India, what happens is litigation is fierce. And you must have seen Sunny Deol movie, I think Damini, where he says, my lord, तारीख पे तारीख, तारीख पे तारीख, तारीख पे तारीख, मिलॉर्ड, बस मिलती आई है तो तारीख, नहीं मिला है तो इंसाफ. And guys, all that courtroom drama which you have seen in your Bollywood movies, I always, when I was a kid, I used to wonder that, you know, that courtroom drama, whether it actually happens in the main ground. And when I joined this profession, when I was working with the big fours in their direct taxation department, and when I used to go to the High Court or the Supreme Court for the hearings of my direct taxation case, I always used to wonder whether that courtroom drama of Sunny Deol is there in real life also, whether that is applicable to direct taxes also. The answer which I got is yes, it is applicable for direct taxes also. Yes, the same courtroom drama which is there in a criminal proceeding is there in direct tax proceeding as well. Yes, our heartbeats, run faster than the normal when you are in a courtroom, when your case is being argued, because the amount at stake, the money at stake is not 1 crore, 2 crore, 5 crore. It is thousands and thousands of crores. The world famous Vodafone case, the tax liability and penalty was 21,000 crores. So one argument, one wrong argument can finish off the case and can deprive the assessee of 21,000 crores. That is the fierceness of the direct taxation cases. And touch wood, if any point in time, if you become tax professionals and you get to work into direct taxations, I would definitely recommend you to go into litigation field. It is one of the most exciting, one of the most super amazing fields of direct taxation, which is litigation. And from litigation is derived the judicial precedents. Whatever courts have decided on various matters, because guys, sometimes, income tax law is dicey. It is giving us two meanings of the same thing. Sometimes it is dicey. It gives us two meanings of the same word. Same word can be interpreted into two meanings. Same word can have two different connotations. So to relieve the assessee of the doubt of the misery of having two connotations, courts have decided many cases which are there in judicial precedents. So these judicial precedents also we have to study while we are studying the income tax law. Yes, for intermediate students, judicial precedents are not very important from an exam standpoint, but for final students, judicial interpretation, yeah, judicial case laws, precedents are important. These case laws are important for final students. Group 3, direct taxation and international tax law, for those students, judicial precedents are important. For intermediate students, they are not that important. Okay, sir, got it. So yes, these were the four cases. These were the four cases where the income tax law is derived, from where the income tax law is studied. These are the four cases. Now we move on to the next topic, and this is by far one of the most important topics of your first chapter, guys. What is the difference between assessment year and previous year? So guys, many of you might be celebrating your birthday, right? You must be celebrating your birthday. So in the chat box, I want to know what is date of birth of each one of you. What is date of birth of each one of you? I want to know in the chat box. Please write your date of birth. Okay, girls will say, sir, we will not write the year of birth. Sir, we won't tell you our age. Okay, girls, you don't write year of birth. That is okay. But for everyone, please write your date of birth in the chat box. I want to know your date of birth. So will you be sending us gifts? No, I will not be sending you gifts. Okay, but I will be sending you my wishes. My heartiest wishes will be with all of you. And I will that's it what I'm going to write. Okay, 2nd March, 13th June, 22nd March, 11th September, 17th March. Mayur Shah is writing 13. Mayur Shah, 13th of what now? 3rd November. Khushi says 27th February, 27th July, 17th July. Yash Kirti, 16th February. Katta Krishna, 17th September. Yashika Jotwani, 18th November. Junaid says 13th June. Okay. Pranav says 2020. Pranav, you are 2 years old. Pranav is saying 2020. So Pranav is born on 2020. So Pranav is 2 years old right now. Okay, Pranav, you are at a very young age. Pranav has started watching YouTube lives. Very, very good. Yeah, Pranav is very, very good child. Pankaj, 2004, 17th March, 11th of September. Okay, guys. Yes, each one of us has a year starting date. Your year starts from your date of birth. Your new year starts from your date of birth. And from that particular date till the next year is counted as 1 year. Now, income tax also has a birthday. The birthday of Income Tax Act, the day on which Income Tax Act celebrates its birthday, is 1st of April. Just like all of you have your date of birth, all of you have your date when you were born, right? Income tax also follows a date of birth, which is from 1st of April to the next 31st of March. So this is the year in which Income Tax Act will, we are said, so especially in the new year, we said that new year is starting. Please have some resolutions for the new year. You should have some resolutions for the new year. Or it is always said, right? Because new year is starting, you see your past year and you see what mistakes have you done and you rectify those in the new year. Guys, similarly, new year, which is celebrated for the Income Tax Act, is on 1st of April of every year. So Income Tax Act will tell you, okay, from 1st of April till 31st of March, you earn as much income as you want to earn. You earn as much income as you want to earn during this period. I will come to you on the next date, immediately next date, and will charge taxes on you. So I will give you an example. Okay, please see the example which I'm going to write on the board. Okay, so I have earned income from 1st of April 22 to 31st of March 2023. So this is the year in which I have earned income. This is the year in which I have earned income. Now, Income Tax Authority is coming to me, suppose in the month of October 22. And Income Tax Act is saying, okay, now it is October 22. You please pay taxes to me. You please pay taxes to me because it is October 22. You please pay taxes to me for the year 22-23. I will tell Income Tax Act, oh, listen, Income Tax Act, still the year is left. Still the year is left. How can I estimate what is my income? And how can I pay taxes to you? I cannot. So you please come on or after 1st April 2023. Dear Income Tax Act, you please come on or after 1st April 2023, and or if you come post 1st April 2023, then I will be able to pay you taxes for the year 22 to 23. Please understand this concept well, guys. If I'm earning income from the period 1st April 22 to 31st March 23, I cannot pay taxes in this particular year itself because I don't know how much is my income. I don't know how much is my tax. So I cannot pay taxes in this particular year for the income which is earned from 1st April 22 to 31st March 23. I mandatorily have to wait. I have to wait till what time? I have to wait till 31st March 2023 to pay my taxes. So effectively, I will pay my taxes on or after 1st April 2023, which means for the previous year 22-23, I will pay my taxes in the year 23-24. So please understand, for previous year 22-23, the assessment year is 23-24, immediately next year. Why, sir? Why immediately next year? Why can't we have previous year and assessment year as the same years? Because, guys, if you are earning income in year 1, you cannot assess your taxes in year 1. You have to mandatorily wait for year 2 to pay your taxes. Therefore, if in year 1 you are earning taxes, you have to pay your taxes in the immediately next year. Next year is known as assessment year. The year in which you earn the income, that is known as previous year. That is the distinguishing factor between previous year and assessment year. That is the distinguishing factor. Okay, sir, got it? So now I'll move on to the definition of previous year and assessment year. What is the definition? We are going to see that now. Okay, guys, you can see this chart, a chart which explains you the difference between previous year and assessment year. Okay, sir. So when the income is earned, that is known as previous year. When the income is earned, that is known as previous year. And what is assessment year? When the income is taxed, that is known as assessment year. Assessment year means the year in which income is taxed. Previous year means the year in which income is earned. So when income is earned, that is known as previous year. When the income is taxed, it is known as assessment year. That is the difference between income earned and income when it is taxed. So obviously, when you earn income in previous year, you cannot pay taxes in the same year because you do not know how much is your income. Till the end date, that is 31st of March, you would not know what is your income. Till 31st March, you will not know what is your income. So the income is earned in previous year and the taxes are assessed. Assessed means to compute. Taxes are assessed in which year? Assessment year. And taxes are paid in which year? Assessment year. So now my question to you, can the previous year be of a lesser tenure than 12 months? Please write in the chat box, yes or no. Can previous year be a tenure of less than 12 months? Because we celebrate our birthday on 1st April and the year ends on 31st March. Can the previous year be less than 12 months? Can the previous year be less than 12 months? Pankaj says no, no. Pankaj, why no, no? Himani says yes. Any other answers, guys? Any other answers? Whether previous year can be for less than 12 months? That is my question. Whether the year in which income is earned, that particular year, whether that particular year can be less than 12 months. So Himani says yes. Disha says yes. Kirti says yes. Umang also says yes. Alfia says yes. Gerald says no. Deepika says yes. Pooja says yes. Arpita says no. Yashika says yes. Yash says yes. Rani, Jia, Tanupriya, Deepika, Himani, Divya, Pooja, Disha, Deepika, Mitali, Megha, Ranjit, everyone says a yes. Yes, guys, under two situations, the previous year can be less than 2 months. What are those two situations? When you have a new business, then you can have previous year as less than 12 months. Guys, when your year only starts, when you were born, when your organization is born on 15th of May, then guys, obviously, the first previous year will be of a shorter tenure. The subsequent previous years will be of full tenure 12 months. But the first previous year, the year in which your organization is incorporated, that year will be of a shorter tenure. That year will be of less than 12 months. That year will be of, say, 10 months, 11 months, 9 months, but not of 12 months. So the first year can be a shorter period. The first year can be a shorter period in case of new businesses or if any new source of income is there. So, you had two businesses. Business number one is existent since ever. Business number two came into effect in the current year itself. So guys, for business number 1, your year is since the previous year, since 1st April, your year is full year, 12 months. But for business number 2, your year is not full 12 months. For business number 2, your year is a shorter period. Your year is the period when your business starts. Okay. So yes, previous year can be for a period of less than 12 months. Now let me hide the answer so that you don't see the answer. And I ask a question from you. Okay. Please listen to my question and answer. Can assessment year be a period of less than 12 months? Yes or no? बट सरकार बड़ी लालची है, एडवांस टैक्स कर लेती है. हाँ हाँ उमंग, बिल्कुल सही बात. सरकार एडवांस टैक्स तो कैलकुलेट करवाती है हमसे, वो तो लेती है. ठीक है, मेरा अगला क्वेश्चन सुनना. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज वेदर कैन असेसमेंट ईयर बी ऑफ अ पीरियड ऑफ लेस देन 12 मंथ्स? कैन असेसमेंट ईयर बी अ पीरियड ऑफ लेस देन 12 मंथ्स? दैट इज माय क्वेश्चन टू यू. कैन असेसमेंट ईयर बी अ पीरियड ऑफ लेस देन 12 मंथ्स? देखो प्रीवियस ईयर का तो ना क्यों अपना, ठीक है, प्रीवियस ईयर का हम दोनों ने फैसला किया. प्रीवियस ईयर यस हो सकता है 12 महीने से कम. अब सवाल ये उठता है, कैन असेसमेंट ईयर बी ऑफ लेस देन 12 मंथ्स? प्रीवियस ईयर तो हो सकता है, तो हो सकता है भाई कि करंट ईयर असेसमेंट ईयर भी हो जाए. ओके, सबका आंसर है नो. खतरनाक खतरनाक, सबका आंसर है नो. हाँ, ज्ञानेंद्र ने सही बात कही. सर्टन एजम्पशंस आर. वाह ज्ञानेंद्र, ज्ञानेंद्र के ज्ञान चक्षु खुल गए हैं, बिल्कुल जबरदस्त. ज्ञानेंद्र सिंह, सर्टन एजम्पशंस आर देयर. ज्ञानेंद्र ने पढ़ाई करनी स्टार्ट कर दी, प्रूव है इस बात का. वाह जबरदस्त ज्ञानेंद्र. ओके, सो गाइज द क्वेश्चन इज वेदर कैन द असेसमेंट ईयर बी ऑफ अ पीरियड ऑफ लेस देन 12 मंथ्स? आंसर इज नो. Answer is no. Assessment year cannot be of a period of less than 12 months. So why? The reason is because assessment year, whatever is your previous year, right? So I'll give you an example. Okay, I'll give you an example. My business starts from 15th May 2022. My business starts from 15th May 2022. Please tell me what is my previous year in the chat box. Okay, please write the complete with dates year. Okay, with dates I want the year. In the chat box I want to know, if I start my business, a new company has been started from 15th May 2022, what will be the previous year in which income is earned? What will be the previous year? I want in the chat box. Let's see who all get this right. इंतजार इंतजार, सही आंसर का इंतजार. ध्रुव रस्तोगी, जबरदस्त जबरदस्त जवाब ध्रुव रस्तोगी का. और कोई और कोई और कोई और कोई? एनीवन एल्स? लो भाई, ध्रुव रस्तोगी का जवाब मैंने हाईलाइट कर दिया है. ज्योतिष एकदम नालायक, विशाखा नालायक. मैंने कहा था डेट्स के साथ बताओ, डेट्स के साथ, ठीक है, डेट्स के साथ बताओ. दिशा महाजन, लो मैंने हाईलाइट कर दिया दिशा महाजन का जवाब. जबरदस्त दिशा, जबरदस्त दिशा. अंकुर तिवारी, जबरदस्त, मैंने हाईलाइट कर दिया. दीपिका, जबरदस्त. कीर्ति बत्रा, जबरदस्त जबरदस्त जबरदस्त. सुपर्ब, सही जवाब, बिल्कुल सही जवाब. आप सबका सही जवाब. जो प्रीवियस ईयर होगा इस केस में वो होगा 15th मई 2022 से लेकर 31st मार्च 2023 तक. ये होगा प्रीवियस ईयर. अब मेरा सवाल सुनना, इस प्रीवियस ईयर का असेसमेंट ईयर कब से स्टार्ट होगा और कब एंड होगा? डेट्स के सहित बताना, डेट्स के सहित. व्हाट इज द प्रीवियस ईयर and what is the assessment year in this particular case? I want to know the assessment year now. What is the assessment year in this particular case? जुनैद का आंसर परफेक्ट, दिनेश का आंसर परफेक्ट, के आर मिश्रा, पंकज का आंसर गलत, पंकज का आंसर गलत. अब मुझे अगला क्वेश्चन का जवाब दे दो. असेसमेंट ईयर कब से स्टार्ट होगा और कब खत्म होगा? डेट्स के साथ बताना, ईयर नहीं, डेट्स के साथ. विधि पोद्दार का सबसे पहला आंसर, और विधि पोद्दार का आंसर बिल्कुल सही. ध्रुव रस्तोगी का आंसर बिल्कुल सही, सुपर्ब ध्रुव रस्तोगी. दिशा महाजन, यश, ऋषभ उपाध्याय, जबरदस्त आंसर, बिल्कुल सही आंसर. जिया चौधरी, ईयर नहीं पूछा था मैंने, डेट्स पूछी थी, मुझे डेट्स चाहिए, डेट्स. ध्रुव जैन का आंसर, ध्रुव जैन कह रहा है 1 अप्रैल 2023 असेसमेंट ईयर. ध्रुव जैन आंसर ये तो बताओ खत्म कब होगा, खत्म. यशिका, वाह, यशिका जोतवानी ने तो कमाल कर दिया. यशिका जोतवानी ने भाई साहब कमाल कर दिया. उसका देखो मैं हाईलाइट कर रहा हूं. और ज्योतिष ने भी खूब कमाल किया. ज्योतिष राज भी हमारे कहां कम है, बोलते हैं असेसमेंट ईयर होगा भाई 1 अप्रैल 2023 से 31 मार्च 2023। वाह, ये कौन सा असेसमेंट ईयर हुआ भाई? 1 अप्रैल 2023 से 31 मार्च 2023। वाह, ये कौन सा असेसमेंट ईयर हुआ भाई? बहुत जबरदस्त, बहुत ही बढ़िया, बहुत ही अच्छे। सो यस, आप सबका जवाब बिल्कुल सही। जो असेसमेंट ईयर होगा वो होगा 1 अप्रैल 2022 से लेकर 31 मार्च 2023 तक। ठीक है, असेसमेंट ईयर होगा 1 अप्रैल 2023 से लेकर 31 मार्च 2024 योगा असेसमेंट ईयर। अब देखो, मैं अपना क्वेश्चन कर रहा हूं का चेंज। अब मैं आपको कहता हूं, मेरा बिजनेस जो शुरू हो गया था वो शुरू हो गया था 1 अप्रैल 2022 को। मेरा बिजनेस जो शुरू हो गया था वो हो गया था 1 अप्रैल 2022 को। अगर मेरा बिजनेस 1 अप्रैल 2022 को शुरू हो गया तो जरा बता देना मेरा प्रीवियस ईयर क्या होगा। What is my previous year if my business was started on 1st April 2023? What is my previous year in this case? I have changed my question. मुझे previous year जानना है, मेरा previous year क्या होगा अगर मेरा business start हुआ 1st April 2023 को। अगर 1st April 2023 को start हुआ, previous year क्या होगा? पूजा जगनम, बिल्कुल सही आंसर। यशिका जोतवानी ने दोबारा कमाल कर दिया भाई। 1 अप्रैल 2022 से 31 मार्च 2024, इसने 2 साल को एक्यूमुलेट करके एक ईयर बना दिया। वाह यशिका, वाह वाह, बहुत जबरदस्त, बहुत ही जबरदस्त। अरे भाई देखो, यहाँ पर हम सब ठीक है क्लासरूम में एंजॉय कर रहे हैं, हम लोग एक दूसरे का मजाक उड़ा रहे हैं, तो कुछ सीरियसली मत लेना मेरी बातों को। सिखाने का एक तरीका है मेरा कि मैं थोड़ा सा हंसी मजाक के साथ आपके साथ सिखा रहे हैं, तो बिल्कुल भी माइंड मत करना मेरी बातों को। Okay, yes, right. Your previous year will be 1st April 2022. Your previous year, जब आपका business start हुआ 1st April 2022 से, तो आपका previous year होगा 1st April 2022 से लेकर 31st March 2023। ये होगा आपका previous year। अब मैं पूछना चाहता हूं, बताओ इसमें आपका असेसमेंट ईयर क्या होगा? दूसरे केस में आपका असेसमेंट ईयर क्या होगा? अरे भाई आप सेम जवाब दोगे मुझे। दूसरे ईयर में आपका जो असेसमेंट ईयर होगा वो होगा 1 अप्रैल 2023 से लेकर 31 मार्च 2024। ये होगा आपका असेसमेंट ईयर। सो प्रीवियस ईयर कैन बी ऑफ अ शॉर्टर ड्यूरेशन, बट असेसमेंट ईयर कैन नॉट बी ऑफ शॉर्टर ड्यूरेशन। Even if previous year is short, previous year is truncated. Truncated means it is cut. If the previous year is short, even then your assessment year is of the full year. It is not of a shorter duration. So your previous year can be of a shorter duration, but your assessment year cannot be of a shorter duration. So let's read assessment year. Assessment year can only be of 12 months. Can only be of 12 months. Immediately next year of the previous year is the assessment year. So assessment year can only be of 12 months. That's it. There cannot be an assessment year which is of a lower tenure. Assessment year can only be of 12 months. It cannot be of a shorter duration. Assessment year we're talking about. It is the immediately next year of the previous year. But government says that if we have a hint, if we have an indication that if we wait till the assessment year, our revenue will be lost, our taxes will be lost, because the assessee is not a bona fide, is not a good assessee. If we wait until the assessment year, our entire revenue will be lost, our taxes will be lost. If government is of a view of that, then government has the right to collect taxes in the previous year itself. Yes, in that case, previous year and assessment year will be one and the same years. If government of India is saying, if government of India is feeling that if I wait till assessment year to collect my taxes, if I wait till that time, then I run a risk of revenue loss, I run a risk of tax loss. If that is the situation, then guys, in certain cases, previous year and assessment year are one and the same things, which means as soon as you earn the income during the previous year, you have to pay the taxes in the same previous year. In these cases, there are certain cases. What are those cases? Those cases are, number one, a non-resident person having a shipping business. A non-resident person having a shipping business. So if you're a non-resident person and you have a shipping business, which means you are plying shipping to and from India, then guys, government of India is fearing that, you know, your ship might unload the goods at the coast, go away and not pay taxes. So if you are an NR, non-resident, and you are into a shipping business, then guys, you have to pay taxes in the year in which your ship comes to the coastal areas of India, and the time at which you deliver your goods, at that point in time only there are income tax authorities which are sitting at the port. You have to pay taxes to the income tax authorities in the same previous year. Income tax authorities will not wait till assessment year to collect your taxes. No. Case number 2, when you are permanently leaving India. So if you are planning to permanently leave India, forever you are leaving India, then government will not wait till the assessment year to collect your taxes, because once you leave the territorial nexus of the country, the territorial region of the country, it will be impossible to recover taxes from you. So if you are permanently leaving India, then that is a problem. Your previous year will be treated as your assessment year. You have to pay taxes in the previous year itself. Government will not wait till 1 year for collecting the revenue. तो ज्ञानेंद्र कुछ ज्ञान बांट रहे हैं. वेरी गुड. और था कि प्रीवियस आर सेम. वेरी गुड ज्ञानेंद्र, जबरदस्त. Okay, number 3, when you are transferring your property, to avoid taxes, when you are selling off your property, then guys, income tax authorities can intervene in the same previous year. Before you sell off your properties, government of India will say that you give me your taxes first. First, give me your taxes from the sales proceed, and then you use the sales proceed in whatever manner you want to. So if you are selling your property to avoid taxes, then also your previous year will be your assessment year. Third is bodies formed for short duration. So guys, sometimes certain organizations are formed for a very short duration. For example, Delhi Metro had some joint venture with a Japanese company to at the initial stages to assist them in developing the metro, trams, rails, their maps, everything was arranged. Guys, at that point in time, the permanent year is previous year is to be treated as the assessment year, because the bodies will go off very, very soon. Similarly, guys, any kind of short-term celebrations which are there, bodies which are made just for some purpose and then they are dissolved. So for example, some event which has happened, a rare event which has happened, like if F1 race, Formula 1 race is conducted in India, and for that a body is created, and that will be dissolved within the next 6 months, then that body will have to pay taxes in the previous year itself. So a body which is created in a short run and they'll be diluted soon, those bodies also have to pay taxes in the previous year itself. As soon as they earn money, they have to pay the taxes. How to know, sir, permanently leave? Okay, Karthik is saying, how do you know that a person is permanently leaving India? The indication is that he will get a visa. He will get a visa cleared from the foreign country, which will have a residency clause, which means he'll not go on a tourist visa. He'll not go on a work permit, but he will have a permanent residency of that particular country in which he is going. So this is an indication. This is an indication that that particular person is permanently leaving India. Plus, if a person is selling off all its property and sending the money to a foreign bank, then also there are several indications that that particular person is permanently leaving India. So that is how income tax authorities will know that a person is permanently leaving India. Next is discontinued business. If your business is discontinued, then guys, in that situation also, your previous year will be treated as assessment year. We will not wait till the assessment year for recovering your taxes. We will recover your tax in the previous year itself. All right, sir. Got the point. Okay, now we move on to the next topic, and a very, very important topic, guys. A definition of a person. What is the definition of a person? So the definition of person is required because a person has to pay taxes. Okay, person has to pay taxes. So definition of person is required to be undertaken by us. Who is a person who is required to pay taxes? That is what we need to discuss in this particular part now. Okay, guys, I'm asking you certain questions. Yes, Vishakha, this list is exhaustive. Vishakha, there's no other case in which exception is there. Yes, this list is exhaustive. Yes, transfer of property to avoid tax. Yes, Rani, this is there in the list. I have written it on the board. Yes. Okay. Now, guys, you need to answer certain questions. Okay. I am CMA Nikkhil Gupta. Am I liable to pay tax? Yes or no? You have to write in the chat box. Am I liable to pay tax on my taxable income? Yes or no? You have to write in the chat box. Yes or no? I'm waiting for your answers. Everyone says yes. Jyotish says depends. Wah, wah, Jyotish, wah. Depends. Yes, yes. Everyone is saying yes, yes. Tanya Bhatt, Rahul Gupta saying yes. Alfia saying yes. Tanish saying yes. Nagnath, Junaid saying yes. Everyone is saying yes. Okay. My question number two. The academy which I'm running is a company. Its name is Bright Vision Academy. It's a company. So, would Bright Vision Academy be required to pay taxes on its taxable income? Yes or no? Bright Vision Academy would be required to pay taxes. Rani Singh is saying आपको तो 3 times देना चाहिए. नालायक रानी, क्यों भाई क्यों? मुझे क्यों 3 times देना चाहिए टैक्स? नालायक. Dhruv Jain is saying yes sir. If no, please say first too. Oh Dhruv, okay, I will tell you the ways to reduce taxes. Okay, sure, I will tell you. So yes, Bright Vision Academy also has to pay taxes. So any person who's earning income has to pay taxes. Okay, that is the rule which is there. Now my question to you is, please understand the question well. Okay, this is a digital board which you can see behind me. This is a digital board. This is made of fiber. It is embedded in metallical body. And this digital board I'm using it for teaching all of you. This is a digital board. My next question is, can this digital board be subject to taxation? Can Income Tax Act say, hey digital board, please give us tax? Is it possible or not? Can digital board, or for that matter fan, tube light is there above me. Okay, these lights are there all around me. I have a studio, I have a AC, air conditioner fitted on the right side. I have my laptop, I have my equipments over there. Can all these equipments which are there in my studio, can these equipments be subject to income taxation? Yes or no? Yes or no? So yes, Abhishek Kumar is saying no, Vishal no, Sarneka no, Dhruv no, Deepika no, Vinod Tripathi no, Disha no. Pankaj, only person can pay tax. Pankaj is saying only person can tax. Junaid is saying no. Vishaka is saying no. Khushi is saying no. Disha is saying no. Yashika is saying no. Junaid is saying no. Everyone is saying no. But my answer is a big yes. My answer is a big yes. Guys, Income Tax Authority doesn't distinguish between a natural person or an unnatural person. It doesn't distinguish between a living object or a not living object. It doesn't distinguish between a person or a non-person. No. Anything and everything capable of earning money is subject to income taxation. Anything and everything. But sir, please tell us, how can this board earn money? How can this board earn money? So it is a non-living thing. How can the non-living thing earn money? So guys, I'll give you a live example which happened in my case. I stay in Daryaganj, which is situated in Delhi. And guys, in Daryaganj, when we were kids, at one house, there was a mango. So that guy purchased a mango. And that mango had a figurine of Lord Ganesha over it. Some resemblance of Lord Ganesha over it. 2 ears were there. Then there was a trunk which was there. So it resembled Lord Ganesha. So those of my neighbors told everyone that we have Ganesha in form of mango in our home. Please come and worship it. So they put that mango on a chair, and everyone in the community in the periphery in Daryaganj went to their home to worship the mango, and they also donated some money to mango. Similarly, obviously guys, feelings set aside, obviously we have feelings on our gods. Definitely we have feelings on our god. Feelings set aside, but when you go to a temple, you are actually offering money to the deities, to the idols. When you're going to Gurudwara, Seesganj Sahib, or any kind of Gurudwara, then you're offering your money to a holy book. All these things are non-living. Obviously, I'm not hurting sentiments. Please note that I'm not hurting religious sentiments. I'm talking about law as of now. I'm trying to explain you law as of now. Income Tax Act says, whether you are a person or not, whether you are a living being or not, whether you're a natural person or a unnatural person, doesn't matter. You have to pay taxes if you are earning income. But sir, how would such non-living things pay taxes? How would such non-living things pay taxes? Such non-living things will pay taxes through their representatives. So their rep assessees, through their representatives. So someone else will pay taxes on their behalf, like deities, like idols, the pujaris which are there in temple, they will pay taxes on behalf of the idols. or any other non living person, any other artificial person who earns income, they will have to pay taxes through their representatives. That is the significance of this word person. Section 231. So there are 7 categories of persons in this particular section who are eligible to pay taxes. And the category which I was discussing just now was artificial juridical person. Artificial juridical person is the person who is artificial person, not a human being, not a person, not a living person. Still that particular person is earning revenue. That particular person is paying taxes. That is the artificial juridical person. So let's read. First is individual. Individual is a natural person. Individual is a human being. So individual definitely has to pay taxes. I am an individual. You are an individual. These are known as individuals. They definitely have to pay taxes. So individual is the first category of person who has to pay taxes. Individuals is natural person or human being. They have to pay taxes. It includes minor or a person of unsound mind. Minors are also included in this definition of person, and person of unsound mind is also included in this definition of person. I agree. An unsound mind person is not capable of entering into a contract. I agree with that. But guys, he is liable to pay taxes. A person who's a minor is definitely not eligible to enter into contract, but he is liable to pay taxes, that is for sure. So an unsound person or a minor is liable to pay taxes. Then Hindu undivided family, a family which is there, which is an unpartitioned family who's not got partitioned. That family is existing since ever, since independence. So when this act was created, at that point in time, Hindu undivided families were a lot in number. So there was a person which was incorporated, Hindu undivided family. It was introduced in the definition of persons at that point in time. So Hindu undivided family on which Hindu law applies is known as HUF. Any undivided family on which Hindu law applies is an HUF. It includes Jains and Sikhs. Jains and Sikhs, both are included in Hindu undivided family. Includes wives of members and unmarried daughters. Include wives of members. So wives of members are also included in this particular HUF. And unmarried daughters are also included in the HUF. If the daughter of a family is unmarried, till the time she is unmarried, it is included in HUF. Now my question to you is, please listen to the question carefully. Once the daughter gets married, then in whose HUF will she be a part of? Once the daughter gets married, in whose HUF will she be a part of? Once daughter gets married, because she will not be a part of her father's HUF. She will not be a part of her father's HUF. So after marriage, in whose HUF will she be a part of? Let's see who tells the correct answer. Father-in-law. Perfect answer. Husband's family or father-in-law's family. Subramani is saying 1st April 23 to 31st March 24. Subramani, I think there is a lag in your internet connection, because this question I had asked 15 minutes back. So you are answering this question now. This question I had asked 15 minutes back. AG is saying both families. No, AG, you are wrong. AG, not both the families. Married daughter will not form a part of the father's HUF. Married daughter will not form a part of father's HUF. Only unmarried daughter will form a part of father's HUF. Yes, everyone is right. Father-in-law. Oh, Harshit Singh Rajput is also with us. Welcome, Harshit. Good to see you in the live session early morning. Good to see that you have woken up early today. Brilliant. Harshit Singh Rajput is there with us. Shivda saying perfect in-laws family. Perfect answer is there. Very good, guys. Next is an Indian company. So naturally, guys, an Indian company will definitely be a person. For whatever income Indian company is earning, taxes will be paid by the Indian company. Definitely that will be included in the definition of person. Indian company will include 2 things: Companies Act, the company which is incorporated in Companies Act, and the company which is made through declaration of CBDT. Sometimes CBDT can declare a particular organization like a company, okay, if it is behaving like a company. So CBDT can declare certain non-companies to be companies, okay. So if CBDT has declared certain non-companies to be a company, then that will be also be treated as company and it will be categorized as person under the Income Tax Act. Then partnership firm will be treated as a person. Partnership firm will have taxation liabilities. The income which is earned by partnership firm, that will be subject to the taxation. It includes LLP, limited liability partnership, is included in the definition of firm. Okay. Then AOP BOI, very very important two categories, guys. AOP BOI, association of persons and body of individuals. Association of person, body of individual means where individuals join together to form a particular commercial transaction or to form a particular organization, that is known as BOI. In BOI, only and only individuals join. Body of individual means where individuals join together to form a business organization or to form a profitable organization, that is known as BOI. Only when individuals join together, only when individuals join hand, then they cumulatively become BOI. What is AOP? AOP means when not only individual, apart from individual, HUAF, Indian company might also join hands. Individual might join hand with Indian company, or individual, HUF and Indian company joins hand. Whenever any other person joins hand apart from the individual, then that is known as association of persons. So, you cannot evade law by not having any organization structure. So why would people not create any organization structure? Why would they work as a AOP? Why not they make a company to avoid taxes? Even if you do that, we will categorize you as AOP and we will charge tax from you. AOP, BOI, association of persons and body of individual, will be subject to taxation. Then local authorities like municipal corporation, municipal committee, panchayat, cantonment board, port commissioners, the board of port commissioners, all these are local authorities and they will be also be subject to tax on the income which they earn. So this is the category. And the last category and the most hilarious category which we have discussed just now, artificial juridical person, a person who doesn't have any form, a person who's not living, a person who's not who doesn't have any legal entity, who doesn't have any physical entity. It is more driven by certain regulations or certain religious beliefs. So those people are also subject to tax if and only if they are earning income. So these are unnatural, may not be directly sued by court of law. Court of law cannot be applied on these people sometimes, like deities, idols, university, bar council, etc. All these people are known as artificial juridical person and they are subject to taxation. These are known as artificial juridical person. Okay, guys. Now, please tell me, what can you see on the board? This beautiful thing. What can you see on the board? On the board, you can see a crown. A crown. You can see a crown. What is represented by crown? What is represented by this particular crown? Please tell me in the comment box. What is represented by crown? What is represented by crown? Who's that one person who comes to your mind when you see this crown? Okay. Who's that one person who comes into your mind when you see this crown? Who is that one person? I want to know that. Yes, sir. Who's that one person who comes to your mind when you see this crown? The king. Oh, Modi ji. Pankaj says Modi ji. Brilliant. The king. The central government. The king or the queen. Modi ji. King or queen. PM Modi. Hello, sir. Hello, Param Sehra. Hope you're doing well. King. Yes, everyone is saying king. Brilliant, guys. Brilliant. Your answer is absolutely correct. The crown represents the king. In India, the king is the central government. Central government is the king who governs the country. And there's a golden principle. There's a golden principle that the crown cannot be subject to tax. The crown cannot be subject to tax. That is the golden principle, which means union government cannot be taxed on the earnings, because guys, union government's earnings is the tax itself. The tax itself is the earnings of union government. So union government cannot be taxed. Union government cannot be subject to taxation. Crown cannot be subject to taxation. Now, please listen to my next question very, very carefully. Please listen. Oh, Dhruv Jain says Virat Kohli. Wah, Dhruv Jain. Khatarnak. Junaid Alam to ekdam aage chala gaya. Bilkul. Sadak par. Nikhil sir. Nalayak Junaid Alam. Okay, now my question to you is, please listen to my question carefully. Guys, Does this mean that PM Modi's salary is not taxable? Does this principle mean that PM Modi's salary which he's getting from central government is not taxable? Does it mean that? Yes or no in the chat box. Yes or no in the chat box. Jyotish, then that daughter will be treated as unmarried. Okay. Divorced means unmarried. Okay. Does this mean that Modi's salary will not be taxed? Deepika says a yes. Pankaj says a no. Happy Life says a no. Harshit says a no. No, it is taxable. Vishal says yes. Rahul Gupta says yes. Okay, guys, this doesn't mean that PM Modi's salary will not be taxed. PM Modi's salary will definitely be taxed because PM Modi as an individual is earning that salary. What is the king's income in this case? The union government's income is the taxes which is it is recovering from the people. That is income of union government which cannot be subject to tax. Modi as a person is a different individual. And the king is the chair. The king is the central government who is actually governing the entire country. So PM Modi's salary will definitely be taxed, subject to certain exemptions and certain benefits which he'll derive. But this will not mean that Modi's salary will not be taxed. Modi's salary will definitely be taxed. Prime Minister's salary is definitely taxed. But the central government's revenue will not be taxed because central government is the king, and there the revenue which it will earn, it will not be subject to tax. That is the implication of this word. The crown cannot be taxed and union government cannot be taxed on its income. That is the implication of this particular phrase. Okay, sir, now we got it. Okay, guys, so that's all for today's session. We'll be continuing our session on Thursday now. And let me get back to the schedule which will be following. The schedule which will be following is this. We'll be having the revision series regularly on 2 channels, CSC CMA Nikkhil Gupta and Bright Vision Academy. Both the channels will have the revision series. So please log in at the right times. The times are given in this particular box. Log in at the right time to get most benefit of these revision series on both the channels, CSC CMA Nikkhil Gupta, Bright Vision Academy. Sometimes the live streaming will happen on one channel, might not happen on other channel due to some technical glitch. If that happens, then you have to log on. You have to check out both the channels and see where the live session is happening. And do remember to log in at these times in the live sessions to get most of it. Okay. And we are also proposing a test series for all the students, especially for direct taxation. As of now, direct taxation test series is starting. Okay. 9643929913. 9643929913. On this particular number, please get yourself added in the WhatsApp group. Test series will continue every Sunday on Zoom meeting, on Google meeting, not on YouTube live. Okay, on Google meeting the test series will happen. You have to attend that test series, and I will try to match my revision with the test. So this week revision of first chapter will be over. So this week's topic for taxation is basic concepts and the tax rates. These 2 topics will be there for test series of this particular week. The exact time of the test series, the exact date of test series, I will declare on the WhatsApp group itself. So make sure that you are part of this particular WhatsApp group for tax. Yes, Srividya, you please message on this number and you will be able to join the WhatsApp group. And yes, this is the schedule which you will follow for the revision series. I'm hoping that this particular revision series we are going to conduct till June, till your examination, so that you are able to revise the entire subjects well. And yes, this revision series should be preceded by you watching the video lectures religiously. So before watching the revision series, you please finish off your video lectures. You please complete your chapters through your videos, and then you watch this revision series. It will be of much more benefit to you. It will be of much more use to all of you, rather than directly jumping onto the revision series. So yes, that's all for this particular session. Guys, we will be joining the next session. We'll be meeting in the next session, and the session for direct taxation will be Thursday 9 a.m. Thursday 9 a.m. will be the next direct taxation session, which will be organized for all of you. So now we'll meet on Thursday 9 a.m. and please remember that this particular revision series is applicable for group 3 students as well, CMA final students as well, especially for chapters like capital gains, PGBP. We will be dealing with them in detail. So group 3 students are also most welcome in this revision series. So yes, that's all for this particular session, guys. We'll be meeting in our subsequent sessions with more revision series of such subjects all the 4 subjects. Yes, till we meet next. We'll have a revision series on Thursday now. We'll be meeting on Thursday. Then we have revision series on Friday of costing. And then Saturday, we have 2 revision series, financial accounting and law and ethics. So we'll be meeting according to this schedule in our next sessions. Till that time, all the very best and happy studying. Bye-bye. Bye. For the WhatsApp group, please join the WhatsApp group on this number 9643929913. Please join on this WhatsApp group. All right. Bye-bye.